Outdoors. Today I'm going to be doing a little bit more landscaping on my trees. I made a video on how to trim limbs on a tree. You can check that out right up above there. But today we're going to be mulching around the tree. When I first planted these trees about 3 or 4 years ago, I put a little ring mulch around here, but in order to keep the roots healthy, you need to make a bigger ring as the tree gets older, and you really need it around the drip line of the branches. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to double, if not triple, my ring mulch line, and I'm going to show you the steps on how to do that. So follow along and let's get to mulching. First thing that I'm going to do is, here's my little tree ring there, and clearly my tree has grown widthwise. So we're going to make about a 6-foot ring all the way around here. I'm going to show you the steps on how to do that. And so the first thing I did was I got some plastic barrier here, and basically I got 2 sections here. You can see part of the section right there, and so I just put both of them together to kind of make a ring. And I got some rocks here to anchor it down so I can figure out my circle and my width. And I just like to stand on each side of the tree to see if I got close to a perfect circle, which I do. So the next step is going to be to grab a spray paint can, and I'm going to go around the inside perimeter of the circle, and so that way I can start cutting out the sod. As you can see, I have lots of sod here, so I'm going to get rid of the sod so that way the grass stops growing, and then I'm going to get some red mulch to mulch around there. Also, one thing you need to do is, it's very important to keep your mulch about a foot away from the trunk of the tree, just to keep it healthy. And so that's what I'm going to do today. So I already got my ring set out here, and so I am now going to, my next step is to take the spray paint and spray paint my circle, so that way I can start digging out the sod and get my perfect circle. Alright, step 2 is done. So now I can remove my plastic barrier, and I can start digging around the circle so I know where my circle is going to be. Alright, got my circle here, and so now I can get the shovel and kind of start edging around there, and then I'm going to use an electric tool that will help me create the circle as well and get a little bit deeper. Alright, so I just got done doing the ring here. And there's 2 ways you can do it. You can either take the spade shovel and go all the way around the circle with a spade shovel, which would take you quite a long time. Or else you can use this Black & Decker turf saw here. This is great for edging your yard along the driveway or the sidewalks. And it also worked out great for the circle. Now, you got to be careful with it though, because you don't want to cut off the roots that might be coming from the tree. So I set this to 1 inch. You can set it to 1, 1.5, or 2 inches. I set it to 1 inch, and it gave me the perfect depth all the way around the circle. So highly recommend this if you got one. Otherwise, you can use a spade shovel for to get the job done. So anyway, I got my circle here, and now the next thing is to take a bigger shovel and start scraping away the turf, so that way no grass will grow up through the mulch when it's all said and done. So I will do that next. Alright, I am now ready to start scraping up the sod. This is probably what takes the longest doing this project, so just a heads up there. But yeah, we just got to go all the way around and slowly kind of scrape up the turf. You want to be careful because the roots only go about, I don't know, probably in 3 or 4 inches below the surface of the ground. So when you're doing this, just make sure you don't get into the roots and chop them up, because that can hurt, that can damage the tree. So you're just kind of scraping off the first ½ inch to 1 inch of turf here, and going all the way around to scoop all that up. So let's do it. Let's get after it. So with that edging that I just did, I'm just kind of, that edging gives you a little jump start to scraping out the turf here. So you're just going around in a circle and slowly going down about a ½ inch to 1 inch, and just kind of slowly scraping this up. Now, one thing I would recommend is, once you get some of it scooped up, is to peel it back a little bit, and then that'll help you know if you're getting into the roots or not, whether you need to raise your shovel up a little bit or not. But I'm barely digging in. I'm just scraping up this turf and slowly getting it picked up. Okay, I want to show you something real quick. I got one section done here. So now, once you get a little bit of a section all the way up to where you want to stop to the tree, then what you can do is you can take your shovel and you can just keep it level with where you've already done a section, and that way it stays consistent. You don't get into the roots. So that's the main thing. So I'm just going to keep my shovel flat and then dig and just kind of skim the top here to get off the turf. So that's another tip when you're doing this. I'm about 10% done, so I got a long ways to go all the way around the circle. All right, I want to show you a good example of getting a feel for the root. As you can see here, there's a big root right here that's coming from the tree. You definitely don't want to hack into this with the shovel, because that'll really damage your tree and maybe kill it. So what I was talking about earlier was about how when you get a feel for it, once you feel a root in there, then you want to lift your shovel up a little bit and go over the root and then start getting back up the turf. So make sure you don't just keep cutting into the dirt. Just get a nice little fill, little by little, and then once you fill one, then slowly raise your shovel over that root, and then you can start getting up more sod. I'm halfway done with this, and should be done here shortly. So just got a little bit of shoveling left to do, and we should be done. All right, well, I completed the entire circle, got all the turf removed, and so now the next step will be to take the shovel and dig a little bit deeper around the perimeter, so that way I can set up my black border right here, and the thick side, the rounded side, goes on top, and the skinny side goes down, and you just want the top of this to get just right above where your turf is for the rest of the yard. So that's what I'm going to do next, and get this wrapped all the way around, and then we'll be ready for the mulch. So next step continues. And by the way, smash that like button if you like this video. Okay, I am now ready to put in the plastic piece. I actually went ahead and used my shovel here, and I dug edge, I don't know, probably about a foot and a half, or I don't know, probably about 3 or 4 inches all the way down, so that way I can get this level with the grass. So one thing I want to let you know that I'm wearing today is really hot, so I am wearing a Jisoo Life cooling fan, and this just goes around your neck, and it has 2 different speeds, and I will put a link down below in the description below, and you can pick one of those up off from Amazon. But really, there's 3 different speeds, and it just kind of cools you off, and all you do is just touch a button and it kind of cools around your neck and hands-free and nice and cool. So there's a little bit of breeze, so that helps, but I definitely recommend one of these fans as well. All right, we're gonna get to work and start cutting. One thing I want to show you is I actually ran into a root right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take scissors and I'm going to line up right where that root is right there. And so I'm going to cut on the bottom here. Nice little gap, so that way this barrier can fit right around that root. We can keep the root attached to the ground. That way it sticks right down in there. So I'm just taking this and putting it right ground level with the turf. Okay, I now got to the very last part of the border section. So I got a little bit of an overlap here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure it right here on my glove, and that's where I'm going to cut it. So that way it's even all the way around. Alright, I'm going to use this connecting piece, put that inside there, and the border is now done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go all the way around here and kind of pack it in with all the dirt that I kind of dug out to keep it nice and stable. And then we'll be ready for the mulch. Ready for the final touches. I'm going to put down my Sierra red mulch. One little tip, do not put down black mulch. That's what I originally had here, and black mulch is not good because it absorbs the it absorbs the sun a lot, and it's just not a good thing to do. I actually got some red Sierra mulch because it matches the brick red of my house, and that's what I'm going to do. But you can do brown or gold, any of those lighter colors will work too, just don't get a dark color. So finishing touches to make this all look pretty, I'm just going to put these 4 bags of mulch down on my my new ring, and then once I get that down, then I will take out my old ring and call it good. You always want probably, I don't know, 6 to 8 inches of the mulch to be away from the trunk of your tree. So that's why I'm keeping my old ring in, so that way it gives me a perimeter to put in my red mulch, and that keeps it away from the trunk. Then I'll tear this out once I'm done, and that'll be a finished product. So yeah, let's get to mulching. Alright, last bag of the mulch, and our tree will be looking great. right, just finished up my last bag, so that's gonna be an end to this mulching video. Hopefully you liked it. If you like this type of content, hit that like button, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I got other landscaping videos as well as hunting and fishing videos, so check those out. And hopefully you got some tips on how to mulch your tree and how to make a ring around it. There's different techniques, but this is just kind of the technique that I did, and just follow those steps and you have a nice looking ring for your landscape. So again, thanks for watching. Appreciate you tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Happy mulching, everyone.